maybe they have a son who is thinking about transitioning and they come across our guide and it's, a little bit of a beacon of hope.
Welcome to Couch Conversations, Chloe. Shall we start by you just introducing yourself?
I'm Chloe. I'm the Research and Insights Manager at Couch. My pronouns are she, her.
Yeah, so I've known you since you just graduated from your master's, and you actually did the very first demand diversity research with a different company at the time. So it's nice to be sat here right now, full circle, and you actually led this research project on behalf of Couch for demand diversity on sex and gender. Mm-hmm. So why don't you tell me, the brief was quite vague, as it always is with me. I said to you, what do you want to do? I want you to lead this project. Talk me through your thought process on where you started and how you got to with the research.
So I feel like demand diversity and where we are with clinical research and diversity in research is that intersectional lens. And I feel like often people or a population that are often overlooked is the LGBTQ plus community or people with gender diverse identities.
That's brilliant. And I think I was really pleased to see the outputs because I think one of the briefs was, let's not do another effing report. Yeah, absolutely. Let's do something meaningful that's useful. And do you want to talk about how you created these guides and what you hope to happen with these guides?
Yeah, so that was very much our vision. We didn't want another report. We didn't want to just add to the noise of issues. All you need to do is Google a headline and you'll see some rhetoric that's, quite anti-trans or homophobic or, there's just so much division in the world as there is. We don't want to contribute to that. Especially within our industry, we want it to be a bit more solution focused and action orientated to sort of give us no excuse as to why we're not being more diverse and more inclusive of LGBTQ plus people.
Yeah, and in terms of the research, was there anything that stood out to you the most that maybe made you think, wow, we're in 2023, 2024, this stuff is still happening?
So following on from not another report, we wanted to kind of make some actionable guides. So we spoke to both healthcare professionals and people within the community with the ultimate goal of basically creating like a bit of a how-to for inclusivity. So LGBTQ plus people, their allies, family, friends, people who just don't know how to talk about these conversations, people who are scared of saying the wrong thing, really making it clear and actionable. You can download it, you can take it to your GP. If you want to enroll in a clinical trial, you can take it there and, then you have your own sort of like pocket advocate with you. And the same for healthcare professionals, very actionable, very how-to guide. Download it, share it with your colleagues, that kind of focus. So then when we came to do the actual research of speaking to people and asking people, what do you want to be included in this guide? What is actually important for you to take? And a lot of the times it was really basic stuff like, I don't know how to talk about LGBTQ health. I don't know how to address a trans person. Not like this kind of big, complex insight where we've got this golden nugget. It was really like, I don't know how to do the basics. So we're starting from scratch. And it's things that the industry have been talking about already, like, can we have inclusive forms or can we have gender neutral language, but actually implementing it is a different story. So yeah, not a lot of shocking results, but also it's a shame that we're still here.
Yeah, it's the sad thing in 2024 that we're still here. For me, I think, not to make this political, but I think, with the discourse we're having, you're seeing it in a lot of countries, not just UK or US. It's this movement towards othering of a lot of different societies and cultures and communities. And I wonder if there is a company like Couch or someone like yourself, someone like myself, that we can do to really make it a better environment. And I think for us, it's starting with more practical solutions, isn't it? So I think the research you led was phenomenal and fantastic. So I was very excited. I remember being on a brainstorming call with yourself and Jake, and I was just like, wow, the ideas are just amazing. So I'm very pleased with it. But what would be your ideal? So you've done this research. What happens with this research now? What do you want from it?
It's been a real team effort, it really has been all hands on deck, because everyone is so passionate about sort of amplifying people's voice. We spoke to the community, people fed back what they think. They fed back their experiences, which a lot of times, are quite traumatic or triggering for people. So really just listening to our community and then, taking those insights on board and bringing it to life. Like design team have done these beautiful infographics, which, are really accessible. We have our research team, we have Elle, our copywriter, literally everyone involved who's just making sure that this guide is inclusive, accessible, and also getting people's lived experiences across. My vision for it is, I hope someone can see that guide on Demand Diversity website and, maybe they have a son who is thinking about transitioning, or maybe they have a brother or a sister who, has just come out as queer and they're struggling with their identity and they don't know how to go to their GP about it. And they come across our guide and it's, a little bit of a beacon of hope. And just by downloading that, the fuzziness and the confusing, complicatedness just seems a little bit more simple. It really is as simple as that.
That's amazing. And I think, it's that what gets me out of bed is if I can help one family not go through my own personal experience, I feel like my job is done for that day.
Yeah.
And I feel like what you're basically saying something similar. So yeah, I mean, that's a powerful thing. So thank you very much, Chloe. Is there any final thoughts, like Jerry Springer's final thoughts that you might want to say about the research, or anything you want anyone to be aware of, essentially?
Just a big thank you, really. Just a big thank you to everyone who we spoke with. For just being so open and sharing their experiences and helping others.
Fantastic. So what's next, Chloe? What's the next project you want to do?
Just keep going.
Yeah, that's it. Absolutely. And I think we can build upon this research that you've done, because I really do think it could potentially be a game changer in the industry, and we can maybe hopefully influence clinical trial guidelines and processes, whatever that be, to really stand by that inclusivity sort of stance that we all should have.
Yeah.
Well done. Thank you very much, Chloe.
Thanks.
Yeah.